Rules for significant figures. In this lesson, we are going to study about the basic rules for deciding significant figures. So, rule number one, any non zero digit and zero between them are significant. So, for example, if I have a number 3002, first of all, identify non-zero numbers. 3 and 2 are non-zero numbers. So 3 and 2 are significant. Now, what about these two zeros? When zeros come between two non-zero numbers, 3 and 2, then zeros also considered as significant. So in this number, we have four significant figures. But considering 702, again we have 7 and 2 non-zero numbers, and we have a zero which is present between these two non-zero numbers. So this zero will also be significant. So we have three significant figures in this question. Now coming towards 22, as both the digits are non-zero, so we have two significant figures in this case. This was rule number one. Now coming towards rule number two, that is about leading zeros. Now leading zeros are non-significant. Now what are leading zeros? Zero before a non-zero number. For example, these two zeros are before 7. 7 is a non-zero number, and these two zeros are before this non-zero number. So these two are leading zeros, they are not significant. So in this case, 7 is a non-zero number and it is significant, so we have one significant figure in this case. Similarly, if you observe this number 0203, in this case we have a zero which is before a non-zero number, that is 2. This zero is leading zero, it will not be significant. However, 0 falling between two non-zero numbers is significant. So in this case, we have three significant figures. 2 is significant because it is non-zero, 3 is significant because it is non-zero, and this 0 is significant because it is between two non-zero digits. Rule number 3 is about trailing zeros, that is zeros after a non-zero number. If there is no decimal in the number anywhere, don't count them. Now observe the number 37,000. These three zeros after 37, they are trailing zeros. If you have a decimal, then you will count them. However, in this case, you don't have a decimal anywhere in the number. So when you don't have a decimal anywhere in the number, these three zeros will not be counted. Trailing zeros will not be considered significant. So in this case, we have only two significant figures. Answer will be two significant figures. Similarly, coming towards 310, again we don't have any decimal anywhere in the number, and this zero coming after non-zero digit is trailing zero. Because we don't have a decimal in 310, so this zero will not be considered as significant. So in 310 we have two significant figures. Now what about if there is a decimal in the number? Then what will be the case with trailing zeros? If you have a decimal in a number, in that case, zeros coming after a non-zero number will be considered significant. So these two zeros will be significant, including 7. So we have three significant figures in this case. However, trail leading zeros, that is these zeros which are before the non-zero number, will never be significant whether there is a decimal in the number. So in this case, you will be considering these trailing zeros as significant because we have a decimal, and these two zeros, trailing zeros, will be considered significant only in this case. Thank you very much.